Yes, 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 yes. We're here. We're here. We're here. This is once again the Arcturian component of the vehicle, Joanne. And this is a message to be able to help you focus, all of you to focus on the positive words that you say about yourself and the positive words that others say about you when they are in sincerity and when you are in complete, genuine gratitude of loving thyself. Oh, we know the vehicle has asked us what is the most appropriate message to be able to help you all keep your vibrations high and to focus on moving forward with a continual high frequency vibration. Something we have not said to you before is the following: that we view you all as quite intelligent beings. And part of the intelligence to continue on is memory, and to be able to store much memory within your consciousness to be able to use it as data moving forward. You are not only intelligent and have great knowledge and wisdom and senses within you to be able to help you assist, to be able to be of service to others, and to move forward in a very positive attitude versus small details of 3D. This is part of your component to your life contract of who you were and how you were to be. We see great intelligence that you have can be quite a hindrance, because when you can see and know and feel too much of, say, for example, the corruption and manipulation of others, it can be very overwhelming when you sort of seem to keep bumping into roadblocks of disinformation and limited systems and structures that are not empowering you, not empowering the full system it is supposed to be serving, and so on and so forth. So therefore you understand what we're referring to. And when you have great memory to help you, assist you to be able to remember all of the range of emotions, how it feels, what it feels to identify with that, and the signals and symbols and signature frequencies of others who are feeling a similar way to you, remembering the universal consistency to all humans on planet Earth is the range of emotions. You all have the same range of emotions, regardless of what you call it or miscall it or misunderstand it. You all have the same range of emotions. It is universal, regardless of what language you speak, regardless of whether you want to honor your feelings or not. You all feel the same range of emotions at one point or another. And of course, when you choose to have labels, you can misdiagnose, mislabel one range of emotions with another, and it can be complicating because it is like you choosing all the flavors of ice cream, and your reference point of what each flavor tastes like may not be the same feedback, same reference point. Someone's flavor palate taste, you all have different palate tastes and preferences. Some might like spicy, some might like savory, some might like sweet, but it is the same universal. But your interpretation of each flavor, you could all have strawberry. Some of you are allergic to strawberry. So you can see what we're trying to say to you about the range of emotions. They still have certain responses to you. Some of you may not be triggered by insecurities of jealousy, for example, and others might. But at some point, there has been an experience to feel those emotions. And the more you do your own inner work and heal and love yourself and ground yourself, balance yourself, honor yourself, and grow with maturity to understand who you are, and not have so many insecurities on your sleeve as you would say, you may not recognize those feelings anymore. You've outgrown them. You've evolved beyond them. So we were talking about, some of you have such great memories still because you're not numbing yourselves with anything apart from growing. We say to those people who are still using crutches, such as drugs or alcohol, to numb yourselves. You can actually numb yourselves from not feeling the range of density by growing and yourself empowering yourself. You're not numbing yourself as such. You're healing, working through, evolving, and growing past and beyond. So some people are still using tools and crutches to numb yourselves. And we are saying you could continue to do that because that is a choice that you have. Or you could identify what is your purpose for numbing thyself and be able to move through that. And you will recognize as soon as you have healed, you do not need those crutches anymore. You do not need those tools anymore. You may still have the habit of thinking you do. However, this is why we have said, look at all of your behaviors, look at all your routines. It is like when you think you want to eat a donut, and in your imagination, that donut tastes amazing and feels good and it's delicious. But your imagination is more stronger than the actual experience itself. And so is all of your choices that you're making matching the same as the experience? This is a significant question you should be asking yourselves. Is the experience the same? We say many of you who started having profound experiences when you were using narcotics, the first original experiences were so enticing that you still think that this is what you can achieve, and yet you have grown in the amounts that you're using, and you're not getting the same high. We are almost trying to block you from that. While you're wasting your money and your focus and disempowering yourselves, we're saying you can get much higher naturally, and that is a guarantee. But when you don't trust that, when you don't trust yourselves, when you don't try to truly love and heal yourself and nurture yourself, because you're absolutely worth it, and it is absolutely essential and necessary that you notice that about yourselves. We have told you this. Do you remind yourselves of how much we tell you that we love you? We've always loved you. We will forever and always love you. Forever. There is nothing you have done that would make us stop loving you. And so can you please remember that? Because this is our truth. This is our integrity. This is our demeanor. This is our passion. We would never, ever, ever turn our backs on you, even when you have cursed us, even when you have said we are fake, even when you have yelled at us and been angry that we have not protected you from those lessons that we knew you needed to, even when you said that we were not there for you and we watched you cry. We were there waiting for you to notice and empower yourselves through that, to find your trust, to try to find your hope and faith in us, in yourselves. And so something we would like you to stop, if you could notice for a moment, is your repeating of negative, disempowering information people have told about you. With your clever minds, with your vast memory, you are still remembering statements people have said when they were angry with you, when they were angry with themselves, when they were angry with their own guides for abandoning them, and you know that no one's guides have abandoned them. No one's guides have abandoned them. We are specialists in our fields of guiding you with love. And while you may not know our personal names, and we do not have emails for you to give us your feedback on those challenging days, we are there. We are there. We are there. We are always around you. And it's not just one, it is many who are watching and supporting you. And we are merely a thought away. If you want to connect in with us, if you want to feel us, think about us, we will be there. That is like you calling us. You don't need to pick up a phone. You do not need to open an email. We do not have a website. We are just a thought away. We are within you. And when you think of us, that will get our attention. It is significant. So when you can trust that we're there guiding you, would you like to keep asking us if we are real? Or would you like to keep asking us new questions to be able to empower you to be able to have a higher perspective of information and perspectives that you are seeking? Your choices. And so if you would like to have advanced conversations with us, we are always there for that. We would welcome that. That would be great. We understand some of you judge yourselves for even speaking to us, because you must be mad if you're talking to yourselves. And we are saying, when we are all one, it is not talking to yourself, it is talking to all. And so watch your self-dialogue of self. Some of you would never be so disrespectful to other people as you are to your own selves. This is not serving you any longer to have bad self-talk and respect. You do not need to be your worst critic. You've learned those lessons. You've had those experiences. You know that you want to be high frequency. Stop bringing those other old experiences to your present day. They were in the past. Leave them in the past. Learning that experience to not repeat something that made you feel morally heavy and dense. When you're still holding onto guilt, it is bringing it to today. And this event could have happened 20 years ago. We are giving you reminders of certain events that you may not have even remembered. It may make you feel dense for a moment when you think that wasn't my best choices and reactions. And that is in itself the lesson learned. Not to keep thinking about it and having regret and wishing you could turn back time. You just did by thinking about it. You just healed it by processing it and realizing what you could have done better in that time. But you may have also recognized that you were in a very challenging situation with lots of lessons on your plate. And so you can forgive yourselves, you can forgive others. As you know, no one truly is perfect. Everyone's still experiencing and reacting the range of emotions, to be able to identify the emotions that they are feeling, to be able to put it into place. Is this love or is this hate? Is this empowerment or is this disempowerment? Is this focus or is this distraction? It is about learning to master oneself's confidence in self, to respect all lessons, including the hard ones, and celebrating those lessons you have healed from, overcome from, experienced, learnt from, and being able to even give gratitude for those lessons, for all of the players in that game, for that experience, to give you the opportunity to feel the range of emotions and experiences of those reactions. Your soul's growth, for that is one of accomplishment. It is a collection of accomplishments, of experiences that your soul, that your life contract had in store for you. And so when you put it into the correct perspective of life lessons, life contracts, it takes away the seriousness of the game. We understand many still need to focus on the seriousness of it because they need to be convinced that this is their one and only life and that there could be heaven or hell waiting for them. We don't mean to laugh, but some need to have incentives. And while there is no heaven and while there is no hell, there is next experiences. Some of you are going to go what you could consider into hellish experiences on what you could consider future Earth, not future Earth, future 3D planets that have got various predicaments that they needing support with. And so for some of us, we could say a physical life such as 3D could be hellish, but it is not with demons. But then some of your behaviors are quite demonic in your attitudes and so far away from love. And so we could be adding dramatics in here to play with your triggering words that you label. But as we have said to the vehicle who tried to mansplain this to you, you are source, you are also angels, you are also devils, you are also so much. you can be all in one day. You're always part of source because you cannot divorce yourself from your soul's experiences and the essence of where soul is, where your soul has come from. And we have talked about the components of what it would be like to quantify the infinite energy that is source. We have tried to put it into terms of all the water in the ocean, and you could divide all that water up into droplets, and that could be a 3D version of you, or it could even be your higher self. And we're saying then you could transform that droplet of water into a frozen droplet, into a fluid droplet, and into a mist droplet. As we have said, you could have various states of physical states of that water, of that property, of that soul essence. It is, we are also saying we are showing a property of gas, water, dried ice. So there's many elements that you could physically be components of, but again, you will always find your ocean of souls, of consciousnesses to consist and be once again what you call source and what we have called the ocean for this analogy. It will always run back together. It will always merge back together. It will always find each other. It will always be one, while it is still having independent experiences, whatever the physical form of that droplet may be. So our message to you today for you to focus on is, what memories are you recalling that other people have said about you that were not polite, were not empowering, not knowing who you truly are? And we are saying drop those reminders because your memories are not serving you for those times where people were not so kind. And we want you to scan back and replace that memory of that person for when they said something nice or when you felt nice around them. We know that some of you will say words with no integrity behind them, and that is part of your trying to uplift them. But with empty words come empty feelings and empty convincing. and emptiness. And when you all are striving to feel fulfilled here on earth, we're suggesting to you all to have sincerity and a true impact and a true integrity of a range of emotions that you're speaking about each other. This will be quite startling when you actually start speaking with true integrity, your thoughts and feelings towards others. It will be so alarming and disarming to them. They will be so shocked that you're actually speaking of truth versus a generic greeting that is just a saying of words of politeness, but it is a format you've got into of a series of statements that are just forms of greeting without any true connection with your souls, with your hearts, with your minds. And so it's just sound at this point, which is empty. And so we are saying to be more present when you're talking to each other and to really feel into how you're feeling towards that person. Are you still holding them accountable for a time that they spoke without thinking? When they spoke to you without feeling? This is a significant thing for you to start looking at. Are you still holding resentment to people when they hurt you? And go back in your mind's eye and forgive them for speaking to you without thinking and feeling what they are speaking about. And then you heal yourself, you empower yourself, you love yourself, and heal that statement that was just thoughtless. It wasn't a personal attack. And if you even mentioned it to them now, they would not even know what you're talking about because they don't identify seeing you like that. So many of you are holding people accountable in your resentfulness because of miscommunication. Words spoken without feeling can be so challenging. So we ask for you to rethink about those words. Did they truly have real meaning behind it? Or were they just reacting to their own struggles? This is homework for you all. Revisit and revalue all conversations with your friends, with your family, with yourselves. This is the time. This is the time to feel into how others truly feel about you. Is there insecurities there? Is there hurt there? Is there pain? Is there abandonment? Is there disappointment? Is there abandonment? We are losing ourselves in this conversation as we are scanning to be able to treat each other and all with love and compassion and consideration for their personal journey, as you know you're responsible only for your own personal journey. This will make you all so much more profoundly efficient in service to others. Being of service does not mean self-serving. This means to be loving and kind to others and truly care about others. You also know that you need to truly care about yourselves. So you need to have that balance of caring enough for yourself, loving yourself, giving yourself your own attention, needs, and requirements to boost yourselves up, and stop seeking praise and attention from others, because that is taking from potentially others who have not done enough of their own inner work to be able to give it to you with full integrity anyway. And if you are demanding from others, you are draining them from their own attention to empower themselves to heal themselves. So you are supposed to be the leaders in this. You are supposed to be able to heal yourselves faster and be able to be of service to others who do not quite know how to let go of things that no longer serve them emotionally and mentally. And we encourage and inspire you all to be of service and to look at your behaviors and routines at a deeper level now to see if there is anything that is holding you back from loving others, wanting to be there for others, support others. This is the time to empower yourself to be of true service. We say this with much love and true sincerity because you now know exactly in a more detailed direction how to be, how to be, how to be.